Carrot. I'm the county clerk, and I've had the opportunity to work with the Veterans North Jersey Veterans Memorial Cemetery Group. It's been a number of years coming. I'm just going to tell you a brief history of what happened. Years ago, when I was a freeholder director in Sussex County, John Harrigan came forward with a number of his colleagues, and he wanted to start a veteran cemetery. We did some investigation, and County Council, Denny McConnell, found that we had a parcel of land over near the homestead. The parcel of land was about 1.5 acres, 2 acres. We told John about the piece of property. He came to the meeting, and he stood in front of us, and he smiled, and he said, well, I don't think that's going to be large enough. I was thinking more of something like in Arlington. Well, I looked at Denny McConnell, and we knew right there and then 1.5 acres wasn't going to do it. So what happened is, later on, during our search for a piece of property, we were fortunate enough to have a former freeholder, Mayor Vic Marotta, come forward who had history about this particular piece in Sussex County and the possibilities that it may become a reality. He brought it forward to the current freeholder board at that time, and there's where things took off. Now, many people who aren't aware of this is over a 4 or 5 year process, though. It's not something overnight. So the current freeholder board, the past freeholder boards that were all involved, there wasn't one individual, along with Mayor Marotta and other individuals and dignitaries throughout Sussex County, that weren't behind John and his group. For me, it was a fantastic opportunity to meet some wonderful people, wonderful men who served this country, and making friends along the way. And let me tell you, they put their heart and soul into it. I had an opportunity last night to write down just a few words because I don't want to go too long here. And the one word that comes forward is persevere, to try hard and continuously in a state of obstacles and difficulties. And then we have perseverance, the art of persevering, continuing in a state of grace, leading to a state of glory. And that's where we are today, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a true state of glory for not only Sussex County, but the entire state of New Jersey. And God bless our veterans and the people here today. John Harrigan and his group, I'd like to say a special thanks for the dignitaries that are here today. I don't have individuals' names. I see the freeholders out here. I see mayors. We have Congressman Frelinghuysen. We have Senator Steve Oraho, Assemblyman Parker Space. Each and every one of these individuals have worked tirelessly to help the veterans in Sussex County. So for them, and everybody listens to quotes by Benjamin Franklin, and this is a quote that I dug up that I think is appropriate for today. For John Harrigan, the veterans here today, and everybody who worked so diligently on this project, ideas are a dime a dozen. People who put them into action are priceless. On behalf of Sussex County, the veterans, the state of New Jersey, may God bless this ground, and may God bless the veterans that will be interned here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to now call on my friend, Senator Steve Oraho. You know what? In fact, you know what? I'm sorry, Father snuck in on me. I didn't see him in the back there. That's why Steve's a senator.
Loving God, you are the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our God too. You have many names and many followers. This day we stand on ground that you have created. We gather here with grateful hearts as we express our thanks for you being part of our lives. You are the one who gives us life. You are the one who calls us home to be with you and our loved ones forever. You have blessed us with generous hearts, compassionate hearts, caring hearts, and the spirit of kindness. You call us to bless others too, as we have been blessed with the gifts of freedom, justice, and peace. You call on us to enfold other nations, not yet free, with the virtues they so desire, so freedom too may be their treasured gift. We ask you today to remember the many men and women who fought and died to preserve and protect those noble virtues human beings of every nation long for. And so we gather in this place with joy that in this part of our state, in this part of our nation, we will have a fitting resting place for those we call veterans, those we call heroes, and you call them home to be with you forever. One of your sons spent 3 days in a grave, and by doing so, hallowed the graves of all who trust in you. You made the grave a sign of hope that promises a life in the hereafter. May this cemetery not only be a place of rest, but a place of peace for the families who will gather here to keep the memory of their loved ones alive. May your birds sing sweetly in the clear air of the day here, and flowers paint the earth with their beauty in this hallowed place. And so we ask you to bless all those who work so hard to make this day possible. Bless those who, through their generosity, help make this dream come true for our hero veterans. Grant eternal rest to those veterans you may call home this very day. And may all veterans you call home be embraced one day in your loving arms. Now, friends, I would ask you very simply to remember some veteran that has gone home to God, that you and you were remembered. Pause. This prayer today to you, our loving and caring God. Amen.
Thank you, Father. This time I'd like to call up Senator Steve Oroho.
Thank you, Jeff. What a beautiful day, huh? I think God is shining down on us right today and is giving his blessing for this property. And on behalf of the Summerlin Parker Space, the Summerlin Allison Codes, I want to thank you all for being here. And Allison sends her best wishes. She is at a family celebration, unfortunately, and you know that she will be here. Her husband, Morgan, today he's over serving in Afghanistan. So we keep them all in our prayers. But she had a family celebration up in Massachusetts, so she sends her best. As Jeff mentioned, the sense of perseverance. And as I think about the sense of duty that everyone here has had a part in. Everybody here, from elected officials to volunteers to architects to landscapers to engineers, they've all lent their talents in some part in order to make this project a success. And this is the beginning of the physical work. We still have a lot more work to do. And I think of all the hard work and the perseverance that John Harrigan and his group have done, it's been amazing. And for us to play a small part in having a law passed that every single legislator voted for, that the governor just recently signed that will allow you to make a voluntary contribution on your New Jersey tax form in order for this project to continue to be funded. And we'll be looking to do some other things as well. But as you speak with your friends and relatives throughout the whole state, please remind them that they can help as well. And I will tell you, I'm a very proud father, and I stand here today. I called my son James, newly a second lieutenant with the 82nd Airborne, as he's driving out to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri this morning. And I tell you, I never had the opportunity to serve in the military. But two of my sons have, my brother has, and the idea and the education that you all have given me about how much it means that you never forget those men and women that have helped you so much along the way. And I will tell you, I'm a blessed man for having known individuals like John. And he gives you that sense of purpose. And so I'd like to thank you all for being here. Let's make sure that this project goes forward. And now we have the Northwest Arlington right here. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much, Senator. This time I'd like to call up Congressman Rodney Frelinghuysen, who he himself is a Vietnam vet. And although many people aren't aware, he is probably the hardest working individual in Congress for veteran rights, safety, well-being, and a true champion, not only in the state of New Jersey, but throughout the country. So let's give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Jeff. It's an honor to be here on my own behalf, and also your Congressman Scott Garrett. And welcome home, brothers. You know what I'm talking about. It's an honor to be here to pay tribute to those who had this vision of a cemetery that would meet the needs of northern New Jersey. John Harrigan's been mentioned, but he has a team of remarkable men and women who have done a lot to face down huge bureaucracies. To get anything done like this is a huge effort. A lot of applications, things and approvals. And also those of you who have raised the essential money. And hats off to the freeholders who very much associated themselves with this effort, the present freeholders and past freeholders. 70 years ago in England, Americans and English and the Allies were gathering for what we know as the Normandy invasion. What we're doing today pays tribute to the thousands of men who lost their lives in Normandy. For those of you who've had the privilege of serving, and if you've had the privilege, many of you have, of visiting Arlington National Cemetery, or the cemetery at Normandy, or the cemeteries in Italy, or the Punch Bowl in Hawaii, or the cemetery in Panama, you know how heartfelt this effort is. To recognize the best of America, the best of our youth who gave their lives for the greatest country on the face of the earth. God bless America. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, Congressman. At this time, I'd like to call up Freeholder Director Richard Bowden to say a few words on behalf of the freeholders. Also in the background today, we have an individual I gave a blanket thank you, but I'd like to also thank our County Administrator, John Eskelson, because he's been there from the beginning. John, thank you for your efforts.
On behalf of freeholders, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out here today, and I just did prepare a few words. As a veteran myself and coming from a family where I have 8 first cousins that are veterans, I can't say how proud I am to be involved with the cemetery and the ceremony today. Exactly 1 month ago today, my wife and I spent an entire day in Normandy, on the beaches, stood in bomb craters, went into the German bunkers, went and visited the airborne and the glider landing sites. It was a long and emotional day, and at the end of the day, we stood on a hill in the Colville American Military Cemetery, the Normandy Cemetery, overlooking the English Channel, Omaha Beach, thousands of grave markers. And as 2 American flags were being lowered and taps were being played, all this came together, and I was overcome by the significance and the importance of this, our Northern New Jersey Veterans Cemetery. And I would like to say thank you to all of you who were involved in bringing this all together today. From all the freeholders, we thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Okay, at this time, we're going to have Benoit, who is actually the president of the Cemetery Association here, to come up and give her version of what her thoughts are.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us as we gather to break ground for the Northern New Jersey Veterans Memorial Cemetery. How we treat our veterans is a true reflection of the character of our society. I can say with confidence that today, I am proud what I see here. I am proud that so many of you have come to celebrate this milestone in the development of this facility. I am proud that I live in a county where the freeholders believed in our vision when I know that their initial reaction was one of uncertainty. And I am proud to be a part of this very ambitious project. Many thanks to our cemetery board for their hard work, with special recognition and well wishes for a speedy recovery to Owen Martin, a board trustee, whose recent injury prevents him from being with us today. This project would not have progressed to this point were it not for the determined efforts of many. The perseverance of John Harrigan is certainly an inspiration to us all. It takes a village to get projects like this done, and there are many citizens in our village. Our first fundraiser, and I'm not going to go through all of them, so don't get crazy. Our first fundraiser was hosted by Lisa and Jeff Parrott at Perona Farms. There have been a myriad of fundraisers events, including countless canned shakes in challenging weather, dining to donate evenings in local restaurants, an auction, a golf outing. The students at Sussex County Technical School and the Sparta School District have raised significant funds and have set the bar high for others. The Daughters of the American Revolution, Sparta Junior Women's Club, the Elks and Pompton Lakes, Picatinny Arsenal, and the American Legion have all rallied behind us. Many businesses have provided complimentary services as well, including Dean Decker and Rick from D&D Excavating, who 2 years ago, this past May 25th, dug the holes on this property. These are just some of the people who have gone the extra mile to make this project a reality. Please know that this is a very short list of many supporters, and we hope to add more. There is a unique and profound sorrow that accompanies the death of a serviceman or a servicewoman. We're never quite good enough to them. We can't be, because what they gave us is beyond our powers to repay. And so, when a soldier dies, all we can ever do for those heroes is remember them, take care of them, and remember what they did. Every soldier buried here will have their own story, the experiences that he or she endured for us in the name of our freedom. Some of those stories were cut short, defending something we take for granted far too often. Our liberties, our freedoms, our peace of mind, and the fact that they will always be there defending us. After all, how we treat our veterans is a true reflection of the character of our society. And so we need to honor their sacrifice not just today, not just on a day set aside for remembering, but every day, by taking care of them and by giving them a peaceful, final resting place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, at this time, we're going to have the transfer of the property. Okay, the transfer of the property, ladies and gentlemen, took place on Wednesday with County Council Denny McConnell along with the Veterans Association, and again, along with the help of John Esperson. And I'd like to say that through all of this, everybody continued to work extremely hard, as Senator Orlo said, to make the reality a fact here in Sussex County. So now, John, I think we're going to... At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move ahead to the groundbreaking ceremony. So I'm going to turn this over to John.
Thank you. We'd like to present this level. I got the toolkit, so Sam. Rich, could you come up, please? I'd like to present this to the freeholders so they can keep it in their offices.
I'd like to point out the other freeholders, Dennis, Will, and Gail. And we all thank you, we really appreciate this. We will put this in the prominent place. Do we get to use it?
I would also like to present this shovel to Senator Steve Barho. He's busy. he picked out his own.
I thought this was Christmas.
The next one that I'd like to give is to Fred Solchek, our planner. Without Fred, I wouldn't know where I was going. I mean, he comes up with some great ideas. Fred, here.
We'd also like to present one to the Sussex County Technical School. So if Gus or Dennis are here, would you please come forward? They have been so supportive in their fundraising efforts for the speaker system today, etc. So thank you very, very much. Thank you so much.
This one I have now is for our attorney, Kevin Kelly. Without his insight and helping me with what's next, another one, we wouldn't be where we are. Thank you, Kevin. The other people we would like to recognize aren't here right now, and that's our surveyor, and that's Gardell Associates and Joe. Oh, there's Susan. I didn't see. Come up here. They snuck in on us. This is Susan and Rick Gardell. It's the surveyors who have mapped out this property for us. So now if everyone could go over where the flags are over there, this is the picture opportunity. Okay.
Can't move the stumps yet, I don't have a permit.
He looks loosened it up for you, Steve.
That's right. He loosened it up.
Yeah, I got that.
Come on, Kevin, get dirty.
Be moving ahead now, and I guess you could say he's the star of today's production, along with the other colleagues of his that made this a reality. And I'm going to ask the esteemed John Harrigan to come forward, and he has some things to say to each and every one of you. John?
Thank you. When my wife Bea and I drove into the Orange County Veterans Cemetery in Goshen, I never thought I'd be the one to lead the effort to establish one here in Sussex County for veterans and their spouse. Let me tell you, I think it was easier in Vietnam than it was to get this project to where it is today. Right, Congressman? When I brought the idea up to my VVA chapter, they said, let's do it. The veterans and associates of our chapter, plus the other organizations, have been overwhelmingly supportive, helping with fundraisers and getting the word out. I approached Vernon's mayor, Vic Murata, who had been a great help to us and has advised us to go and check the Hall of Records, and in doing so, found this piece of property where we stand today. I was able to get a great ally in Vinoy, who with myself approached several organizations and gave presentations to show them what we were going to do, and she in turn has been a vital part of the cemetery. Vinoy and myself met with County Administrator John Eskelson, and then freeholder Rich Cioli, and told them of our project, and they suggested we attend the freeholder meeting and let them know of our intentions. And as you can see, they came through for us. When this started, I had no idea where to go. I received a call from Susan and Rick Gardell, our surveyors, who said they wanted to help and be a part of this. From there, I was able to get our planner, Fred Solchek, who has given us a great plan and is a great advisor of what our course of action should be, and then Joe Golden, our engineer, who designed the plans for the layout of the cemetery. He took what I was saying and put it down on paper. Our architect, Charlie Schaefer, who's designing the building for us, which will be the envy of a lot of cemeteries, and then our attorney, Kevin Kelly, who has been the go-to man when I wasn't sure what was next. He has been in contact with everyone from the cemetery board to the county officials to help us. From there, they were able to put the idea together and get the ball rolling. Senator Orho, our assembly people from here in Sussex County, Allison McCose and Parker Space, were able to speak to the other elected officials in Trenton who helped support this cemetery. Congressman Frelinghuysen, who is also a Vietnam veteran, has donated to this project on a continuing basis every time there is a fundraiser for us, and is a huge supporter. Jeff Parrott, Gary Chisano, Sheriff Mike Strada, they've all been here when we needed them. The Sussex Votech has been a huge supporter. They've had the Salute to Veterans and the fashion show. Thank you goes to Gus, Dennis, and Matt, and Jim. In the 2 years they have put on the show, they've raised over $30,000 for this cemetery. I've spoken to the mayors of many of the towns who will benefit from this cemetery, and they have all asked what they could do to help. I know I've forgotten some people here, but there have been so many out there that have helped us on behalf of the veterans and their veterans' families who this will benefit. I just want to say thank you. I had an idea, but it could not have been accomplished without the people you see sitting here. It started with one person, and then when I asked what to do next, without the people that have given of their time and effort at no charge to this cemetery project, we would not be where we are today. So I'd just like to say thanks to each and every one of them for giving their time and energy to do all of this for the veterans and the families of veterans here in northern New Jersey. With all of this being said, we're still not finished. We've just begun to get the cemetery started. It will be a benefit not only to Sussex County, but all of the counties in northern New Jersey. Once we put the shovels in the ground, the biggest part of our project will begin, and that is burying our brothers and sisters close to home. Thank you.
say that one individual or group of people can't get things done today. And as Congressman Frelinghuysen indicated, the bureaucracy that we all face today is so challenging. Again, what a wonderful day and what a wonderful objective that we set forth here today. So without further ado,
Ernie Kosa would like to give a closing prayer.
I know I had different ideas than John did, but I'm glad that the cemetery is now here. In fact, I already told John I want to be buried here. All of you heritage out there, I just want to salute you. Thank you for all that you have done. Let us bow our heads in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you that this cemetery for the veterans have now come to fruition. Without your help, I wonder if it could have been done. You work through individuals, and we thank you for it. Back of me stands John, who fought day in and day out to make sure that this cemetery for veterans would be a reality. Thank you, Lord, for it. Now may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and bring you peace, both now and in the life to come. Amen.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesties. Oh, how
Firing squad. Salute the dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our services for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. Get home safely. May God bless all of you. And remember another Benjamin Franklin quote, good intentions are good for nothing. Results are what people want. And this is what we have today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.